So thanks for sitting down with me, Brian. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Many people
Yeah.
don't know about support coordination. What would you say support coordination is?
I'd say we just help connect participants to the supports they need. I also try and put it really simply. That's the basis of the job. But everyone obviously has different needs and are at different places or stages of their plan or their life. So that varies a lot for what we do for each person. Um, if I was to break it down a little more than that, then it could be actually finding the right services for people. They actually need the services and they understand the plan and they want us to, for example, find an OT, find a physio, find a day program service, or find support workers for them. That can be a large part of the job.
Mm.
But for some people, it's not quite that. And some people might already have an idea where they want those services and they actually don't understand the plan. They don't understand the funding and they need help. That's where we might help connect the service to the actual funding that they have and help
Mm.
them understand how to use it and how to turn that funding, that piece of paper that says this is your plan into actual supports and services. And some people, yeah, are really at the start and are looking at that NDIS plan.
Mhm. But I wanted to know support coordination, it's an NDIS service, but not everyone is eligible. So who typically is it ideal for?
Yeah, that's a difficult one because you see some people get it and they're in similar situations to other people who don't get support coordination. So it's really a service to help you if you don't quite have the capacity to fully implement your plan. So if anyone, I think if people went to the NDIS or spoke with their planner or their LAC and said, I'm having trouble implementing this. I don't understand it or I have a full-time job and I don't have the time to spend during the day making the calls or I've got, I've got a part-time job and I've got 3 other kids that I need to look after, then I think it's for those people that don't understand that are summarized there, don't understand it, don't have the time or have other responsibilities that are getting in the way of utilizing the plan.
Mm.
So if you speak to a planner or an LAC or the NDIS and let them know that's your situation, they probably should be suggesting a support coordinator because that's basically someone to help implement the plan for you, help get you started. So our role is to help teach yourself or a person with the NDIS plan how to use it themselves in time. But if this is their first plan and they don't have are not sure where to get started, then the NDIS, they don't want at the end of a plan to see a plan that hasn't been utilized. That's not good for them. They go, well, we haven't helped this person. This funding is to help people with disability. So if it's between not getting used or allocating funding for a support coordinator, which can only be it ends up being a fraction of most plans' total budget. They would certainly prefer to have to allocate funding for a support coordinator if it really meant making sure that the plan was utilized well and then the client was able to get achieve their goals that are in their plan.
So, would it be fair to say, for example, and I'm adding this question here, but
Yeah.
this is something the way I've always summarized it to people when I've tried to explain my role in the organization and the work we do is that support coordination is for people with more complex needs. Is that a fair way to put it?
Look, I wouldn't just put it down to people with complex needs because yeah, there are people that are just time poor. Like we have many clients that it might be a teenager that has the NDIS plan that isn't that has a mother that's kind of looking after all the duties with the NDIS plan, but they might be working part time and have 2 or 3 other children.
Mm.
So if you think about that mother's end situation or father's situation, they've got a lot to manage, and then they've got to find time during the day to start calling OTs and it might just be speech pathologists or whatever's needed to arrange services, and they might just not have the time, the actual physical time in the week to be
Yeah.
able to do that. So I'd say, if I was to summarize, I'd say for people that are time poor, For people that don't understand their plan, yes, also that for people who have complex disabilities and not sure where to find the right services for them, then that can also be someone that a support coordinator can help. We also, unfortunately, there's some clients that we have that they don't have many informal support, so they might not be the best person to make the decisions for themselves. They also don't have a big network around them, or don't have any network around them that can help them with decisions. So a support coordinator really needs to be in there to help get the right services to them, so the NDIS can help get them the support they need.
And what if somebody has already applied for support coordination and they've been rejected for that kind of funding? Can they do anything about it?
Yeah, like when if you're immediately rejected for not just for support coordination, but for any funding, for any, you apply for a wheelchair, or you apply for more hours for support work, or you apply for support coordination, and the NDIS says no, they'll give a reason, and they should be doing that in a letter format, an emailed letter at the very least. And you always have a period of 3 months to challenge that decision. But even if we're talking, say, if you applied for support coordination 2-3 years ago and they said no, but you still think you need it, you can ask again. You can. What I'd say to consider is perhaps the case that was put forward wasn't strong enough. Perhaps it might have been the wrong decision, but you do need to apply again. So I'd just look at putting forward a strong, valid case to say why you need support coordination. And or your circumstance might have changed that actually now you need it. So, a support coordinator can help you figure that out. What are the reasons for you needing support coordination? And that's part of what we do at CPSN as well. If someone needs it, then we're happy to look at their current circumstance and help them take the right steps to apply to the NDIS to ask for that.
What's the onboarding process like when you do connect with the support coordinator for the first time?
Yeah, look, onboarding, and someone joining, or even just testing out support coordination, I like to go and just find out what their situation is. So not necessarily, what the circumstances with NDIS, but what's the situation in terms of what supports they need, like immediately. What are the short-term needs they have, and then what are the long-term needs? And then really match that up to, if they have an NDIS plan, what's in that plan, and are the supports and services they need for that in the plan, or do we then need to speak to the NDIS about getting other things added in? But for someone to if they've got support coordination in their plan and they want to get started, it should be quite easy. Of course, you never have to give your NDIS plan to anyone. So they don't have to give an NDIS plan, but it is easier for us to work with a client when we can see the plan. So I'd say the easiest way is if someone, let us have a look at the copy of their plan, let us have a chat to them about their situation, then we should easily be able to figure out what are steps that we can take forward with that person to help them. It's a little bit more complicated for us. We have to set up our systems to make sure that we have all the right information to be able to get working forward efficiently with someone. But it's quite easy. You just need a copy of the plan, and you just need to have a chat with someone and say, look, this is my plan, and this is what I need, and that can really be in their own words. If they just need someone to come in to help with cleaning or whatever it is, then just let us know like that, and we can help connect the dots to let people know where from the plan they can get that support. We've also had, we have helped people that have, I've had several people that have come without support coordination or without even a plan and said, we need support. We don't even have an NDIS plan, or we don't have support coordination. I'm like, right, look, these are the immediate things you need to do. Get started on this. I'll check back in a week or two. If you've done that, they can let you know the next steps forward. Yeah, so we've had clients come to us through that manner as well.
So what kind of supports do people typically seek when they're seeking out support coordination?
I think I think it would be getting like an allied health team involved and helping them. So like OT, physiotherapist, speech therapist, exercise physiologists, like there's many. That would be the most typical services, and support workers with another obvious one. But also I'd say one of the most common is people are coming to us and not sure how to get a specific item that might help them. So some assistive technology, so a wheelchair, they need a new wheelchair, they don't know how to go about it. They don't know how to get an OT, or they don't even know that they need an OT to write an assessment and go through a trial process with them to get a wheelchair. I'd say that, look, we have had a fair few people that they get their first plan and they're like 3-4 months into it, and they haven't done anything with it because they just don't know where to start as well. They just, because there's a big disconnect from knowing the supports you need and going through that process. You finally get an NDIS plan, and then you just get this letter, which is like 9 pages that has a lot of jargon, like we said before, that you've never heard of: capacity building, improved daily living, assistive
Community
technology,
participation.
community
It's like, how do you
participation.
know
You're
when you're
like,
doing
what
it? Yeah.
is all this? Yeah. I fully understand how you could look at that and go, what is all this? When I first saw a plan, I was like that. So we have a number of people that come to us and like, no idea, haven't touched the plan, and we're like, okay, let's have a look at it. You tell me what you need, I'll tell you how we can get it.
What are some of the most successful outcomes you've had with some of your clients?
Look, I don't know if there's one big success, but I think there's constantly you get success stories that, you know, that are great in that you get a few times, but for that person it does make a huge difference. So like one I've just had recently is, yeah, a family's been approved a really large home modification for the teenage son to live in the house more safely. Basically, it's going to fix up his bedroom, bathroom situation so that he can live safely, be able to shower and have personal activities taken care of safely. The mother can do that safely in the home, so that's going to be really life changing for them. And yeah, I think each support coordinator in our team would have had a couple of home modifications like that we can that we've gotten approved for clients. So it's a typical sort of success story, but you know, it is life changing for that person. So you know, it is something to be quite proud of and happy that you can get that across the line for a person.
And I wanted to ask, how can people learn more if they want to learn more about support coordination?
I'd just say, look, I'd say call us and ask if they really want to know about support coordination and where they're at, and just some, you know, just some free advice on the situation. We're happy to do that for our members. We've done it many times. It doesn't have to be, you know, it can just be the one call. If you just wanted a quick 5-10 minute chat for some advice, and then come back to us later if you want, that we can do that. If you need quite a comprehensive chat, we can also schedule that in as well. So yeah, there's no harm in just calling and saying, hey, this is my situation. What would you recommend, or where do you think we need to start to get whatever we need? Yeah.
I'll let you get back to work. Thanks, Brian.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt.